Yes. Okay, students. Good morning to all of you. So, in motion in plane chapter, we are discussing a last topic of this chapter, that is uniform circular motion. When college will start? 15th. Uniform circular motion. Okay? Yes. Last topic of this chapter. Na? Yes. Yes, so before discussing about uniform circular motion, first we will discuss about circular motion. What is a circular motion? Circular motion is nothing but, for example, if you consider there is one object is there, and this object is moving in a circular path, like this. Imagine it is a circular path, so that its radius is uniform about its center. Means, let us imagine this is a circular path. I hope it is circular now. No, yes. Okay, yes. So this is a circular path, and let us imagine this is the center of the circular path, center O. And let us imagine this is the radius of the circular path, radius R. Okay. Now on this circular path, let us imagine one object is moving like this. Object is moving continuously. It is moving. Okay. Now let us suppose that this object is moving with a velocity of v on the circular path like this. If I say this velocity v is constant, then it will be called as uniform circular motion. If the velocity v is not constant, then it will be non-uniform circular motion. Okay? Uniform circular motion is nothing but if an object or a particle moves in circular path with a constant speed or constant velocity, constant speed you say. Okay? Then the motion of a body is called as uniform circular motion. What is that one? They will ask you 1 mark preparation. What is uniform circular motion? If an object performs circular motion with constant speed, then the motion of a body is called as uniform circular motion. Okay. And one more important point you have to remember is velocity is a vector quantity, and the direction of velocity is always perpendicular to, means tangential to the curved path. So suppose let us imagine this is a tangent. This is a tangent. Now, at this point, when the body is moving like this, at this point, what is the direction of velocity? Means you need to draw like this one tangent. Tangent is nothing but a straight line which is touching at only one point on a curve. Okay? At this point, if I want like this. At this point, if I want like this. Okay? Just a tangent draw for a curved path, then you will get the direction of velocity, direction of motion of your body. Okay? Yeah. So here I am showing you direction of velocity of a body. Okay? Yes. Now let us imagine that initially at time t is equal to 0, at time t is equal to 0, particle is at point A when it is moving with a velocity v, that's v in this direction. Now after some time, let us imagine after a time of t seconds, let us imagine a body or a particle has reached to point B. Particle has reached to point B in this direction, and it is moving in anti-clockwise sense like this. Let us imagine it is moving like this. Motion of a body is along AB. Okay. Now, if you observe carefully, this OB, if you join, this is also a radius R. No, yes. Each at every point, if you draw a line from the center to the circumference of a circle, then it will be called as a radius. Okay. And this point O to A, this is called as position vector. OA, bar if we write. O to A, this distance, OA distance is called as position vector of particle or object at point A on a circular path. Its position vector is OA. After some time, the position vector has changed to OB. The position vector has changed to OB like this. Okay? Clear na? Yes. So in this time interval, let us imagine the particle has traveled from A to B, a distance of L distance it has traveled. Let us imagine. Okay. Along the circular path, let us imagine this particle has traveled L distance. Now, when it is traveling L distance, it will sweeps out. Means it will cover some angle theta at the center. We will cover some angle theta at the center. Okay? Yes. This angle theta we call it as angular displacement. Theta is called as what? Angular displacement. These are the names you need to remember. Now. Distance L is called as linear displacement. Linear displacement. Okay? Linear distance we can say, or displacement, in case of displacement you can say linear distance. Okay? So as particle is moving in this direction, it will go to B by covering some distance of L along the circular path. So in this, while going like this area, this radius vector, means this is a position vector. This position vector sweeps out some angle at the center. Means this radius vector will cover some angle at the center. This angle theta is called as angular displacement. Okay, and this angular displacement and unit of angular displacement is angular displacement. SI unit is radian, radian, and we will indicate with the letter rad. Okay, you need to remember these all things. Are you getting, students? Okay. Now, what is the relation between L and theta? Linear distance and angular displacement. What is the relation? Yes. Let us find this one. Let us suppose that this point particle has reached to point B. Now, from this point B, let us drop one perpendicular. Let us drop one perpendicular. This is a perpendicular here. Yes or no? Yes, this is a perpendicular here. Now, from this right angle triangle, let us imagine this is N. Okay? From the right angle triangle OBN triangle. See, now what is tan theta now? What is tan theta now? Tan theta is nothing but opposite side upon adjacent side. Clear? Yes. So opposite side is BN, adjacent side is AN, ON. Are you getting, students? If I take OBN right angle triangle, if I want tan theta is for this theta opposite side and adjacent side. BN only, ON only, adjacent side. Okay? Now, for suppose if condition C, if theta is very small, as this condition is very important. If theta is very small angle, means this much angle it has not swept. Let us imagine this angle is very small like this much only. Means particle has not reached to point B. Let us imagine particle has reached to point this point only. Let us imagine particle has reached to this point only. Means this angle will become small, no? Yes or no? Yes. Now drop perpendicular. When you drop a perpendicular, this end is shifting this side. Are you getting? Clear? So when point B is here, you are getting N here. When you decrease this angle, this N also moving like this. Got getting no? Yes. Means for small angle theta, for small angle BN, this BN can become BA. Are you getting that? Because this N is shifting when you move down like this. This N is shifting inside. So BN can become BA. And at the same time, At the same time, ON can become OA. Here, did you know? Yes. Now see one more important point. When theta is small, tan theta becomes. When theta is small, we can write tan theta. We can write simply equal to theta. Tan theta becomes equal to theta. Why, sir? We know tan table. Tan 0 how much is? Tan 0 degrees is 0. Tan 30 degrees is 1 by root 3. Tan 60 degrees is root 3. Tan 45 degrees is 1. Means as this angle is increasing, the value is increasing. Means when theta is very small, tan theta becomes theta. When theta is very small, we can write tan theta is equal to theta. So tan theta we can write theta. Clear? Yes. Means this equation we can write theta is equal to what is BN? BN is BA upon what is ON? OA. Okay. So theta is equal to what is BA? BA is nothing but length of this arc linear distance upon OA. OA is what? Radius. Yes, this is the relation. Relation between L and R is theta is equal to L by R. R is the radius of the circular path. Very important relation. Are you getting, students? So, when a particle is moving in a circular path with some velocity, it will cover some linear distance. At the same time, it will cover some angular displacement also. Now, this angular displacement is SI unit is radian. Define angular displacement, sometimes they will say. What happened here? This position vector OA has changed to position vector OB in a time interval of t. Then angle this position vector sweeps out. Sweeps out means covers. Is nothing but theta. So angular displacement is nothing but the angle sweeps out by position vector in a time interval. In a particular time interval, this position vector, how much angle it will cover? That angle is called as angular displacement. Okay? And relation between linear displacement, linear distance and angular displacement is L is equal to R theta, we can write. Theta is equal to L by R. That means L is equal to what? R into theta, we can write. Okay? Clear? Yes. Now we have got the relation also. L is equal to R theta. Okay. So this is the relation. Remember now. L is equal to R theta. Very important relation. Just remember this. Now see, I'll redraw this. This is radius. This is point A. This is point B. Now, let us imagine in a particular time interval it has covered angle theta. Now, in a small time I said no, when theta is very small, then this theta it will cover, it will be called as d theta. And the distance it will cover will be called as dl. Then we can write dl, small linear distance covered will be equal to, however this radius will not change, r into d theta. Okay. Now, if we will write in vector form, see radius is a vector quantity, r bar is a vector, d theta is also vector, and dl also if you write vector form, vectors. If you consider that r, d theta, and dl as vectors, then we can write dl bar is equal to d theta bar cross r bar. Very important relation, remember. Okay, this is cross product. Remember this relation. Always remember d theta is nothing but angular displacement. Angular displacement is a vector. Small angular displacement. If I write capital d theta, it is a scalar na. Whereas if you small d theta, it is a vector. Remember these 2 points. Large angular displacement will be a scalar. Small angular displacement will be a vector. If it is a vector, means it should have a direction. What is the direction of a d theta? Direction of d theta is along its axis of rotation. Axis of rotation. Along its axis of rotation. Means first suppose this chart you see, this gesture you see, this gesture you see. Okay, I have kept like this. Now around this axis, this particle is rotating. Means this theta direction is in this direction. In the direction of this board, this gesture. Means first suppose, yes, this is the axis. Okay, and the particle is rotating like this. Particle is rotating like this. Then d theta will be along its axis in this direction. Imagine one pole will be there, around the pole a person is rotating. That pole will be called as axis of rotation. Okay, always d theta direction will be along its axis. Okay, so as this particle is moving like this in anti-clockwise direction, this is the axis and it is rotating like this. So angular displacement direction will be like this. Angular displacement direction will be like this. Clear? Are you getting? Okay, and you know already that how to find the direction by using vectors. Okay, if we have a bar and b bar, if we have a bar cross b bar, okay, you get a vector c bar. What is the direction of vector c bar? How to find? Okay, now let us imagine vector a bar is in this direction, vector b bar is in this direction. Now a bar, along a bar first vector keep your hand, and along the second vector curl your fingers. Then stretching thumb gives you direction of third vector c bar. Okay, you know this a cross b, cross product. Okay, so a bar cross b bar gives you this direction. If b is downside, a bar downside means you have to reverse your hand like this. So a bar cross b bar, so it will be this side. If b bar is upside, a cross b that side. If b is down, a cross b downside this side. Okay, so now see, according to this dl is this side, no? And d theta is what I told you this side, and r is this side. See, exactly you get. So this is your d theta, means in this direction I am showing. Okay, axis vector is this side, and r bar is here. See, r bar I am making. You got dl bar same as this. Okay, d theta a bar cross b bar gives you dl bar direction same as this. Okay, so you need to remember this formula. Remember because sometimes when vectors are given, this will be useful to you. Very important point. Remember in vector form it will be written like this. Scalar form means directly written like L equal to dl equal to r d theta. Vector form it can be written as d theta cross r bar, and it is a vector. And the direction of d theta is along the axis of a vector, axis of a rotation. So that's why this d theta is called as axial vector. This is called as axial vector. So when we discussed about vectors, I told you polar vectors, axial vectors, these are things. Okay, numericals I will give you later. Axial vector, d theta is an axial vector. What is the axial vector? The quantity is said to be axial vector if its direction is along the axis of rotation. If a vector direction is along the axis of rotation, then that vector is called as axial vector. Okay? Yes. So it has become too lengthy about this one. It is very easy. Okay. So dl bar means what? R bar means what? Everything we have found. Okay. Now let us suppose that particle has moving like this from A to B, B to C. Okay. Fine. Now let us imagine initially particle is here, and after some time particle has reached to point B by covering some angle theta. By covering some angle theta, it has reached to point B. Let us imagine. Okay, in a time of t. Now It has reached to point B in a time of t. Now, from point P, let us imagine it has reached to point C, so that it will cover total angle of theta plus d theta in a time of t plus dt. In a time of t plus dt time, it has covered a total angular displacement of theta plus d theta. Now, in a time of t plus dt minus t is equal to dt time. In dt time means in this much time only, means this t plus dt I am giving from here to here. Now from here to here, how much time it will take? From this total time, if we subtract this time, we get this time, means this is nothing but dt. In a time of dt, how much angular displacement it has covered? Means from this total d theta plus theta, we have to subtract theta. We get d theta. Okay? Clear enough? Now this d theta upon dt is equal as angular velocity. What we call angular velocity. What we call this is angular velocity. Clear? So if a particle covers some angle theta in a particular time interval, then it will be called as angular velocity. So angular velocity definition is angular displacement covered by a particle in a unit time. Angular displacement covered by a particle in unit time is called as angular displacement. Important definition. If this angular displacement is large, means if it is in terms of delta theta, large angle is covering, then delta theta by delta t will be called as angular velocity only, but average angular velocity pulse. If a particle covers large angle in a time interval, then it will be called as average angular velocity. If a particle covers small angular displacement in a particular time interval, then it will be called as instantaneous angular velocity. This we call it as instantaneous angular velocity or angular velocity also we can say. Remember these all definitions now. Okay? Okay. So angular velocity is what we understand now. Okay, what is the SI unit of angular velocity? SI unit what? Angular displacement theta. SI unit what? Radian. And time SI unit what? Second. So radian per second is the SI unit of angular velocity. Angular velocity SI unit is radian per second. Angular velocity SI unit what na? Radian per second. Okay? Important. What are the dimensions? Dimensions what sir? Okay. Dimensions of angular velocity are, dimensions means we write like this. It will be radian is no dimension. Second is t. Means t in denominator is there. T power minus 1. These are the dimensions. Means we can write m power 0, l power 0, t power minus 1. These are the dimensions of angular velocity. Angular velocity dimensions are m power 0, l power 0, t power minus 1. Radian is a dimensionless quantity nana. Theta are trigonometric ratios are dimensionless quantities. So it is a dimensionless quantity, whereas second is a having a dimensions of t, because it is in denominator we have to write t power minus 1. So dimensions of angular velocity are m power 0, l power 0, t power minus 1. Got it? Clear? So what is angular velocity, sir? Angular velocity is, for example, let us imagine particle is rotating in a circular motion, then in a particular time interval it will cover some angle theta. Angular displacement covered by a particle in a time interval is called as angular velocity. Angular displacement covered by a particle in a time interval per unit time is called as angular velocity. Okay, sir, fine. So as it is moving with some angular velocity, instantaneous angular velocity is vector quantity now. It is a vector quantity because d theta is vector. So what is the direction of angular velocity? In the direction of d theta. Angular velocity direction will be in the direction of d theta. Are you getting? So how d theta direction is there, same direction velocity also it will have. Angular velocity also it will have. Because d theta direction is along its axis. So angular velocity direction also along its axis. Are you understanding? So angular velocity is a axial vector. means its direction is along its axis of rotation. Axis of rotation. Direction of angular velocity is in which direction, sir? If it is a vector quantity, small angular displacement by small time is a vector quantity. And what is the direction of angular velocity? It is along the axis of rotation. See, for example, around a pole, let us imagine around this is a pole, around this pole, one particle is rotating like this. Then angular velocity direction will be in this direction. Linear velocity direction is like this. Like this it is moving. But angular velocity direction will be like this, along its axis. Clear? If you rotate it clockwise, anti-clockwise sense, outside angular velocity. If you rotate it clockwise sense, like this, clockwise sense, it will be inside. Keep your fingers like this, just angular velocity like this. Then velocity of a body is like this. Then angular velocity will be into the plane of the board. The velocity is upward like this, then it will be outward from the board, from your paper, from you, like this you can see. And it is always along the axis of rotation. So that's why angular velocity is also called as axial vector. And its unit is radian per second. Dimensions are m power 0, l power 0, t power minus 1. Got it? Clear? Okay. So angular velocity means what? We understand, sir. Okay, fine. Good. Now here it is moving with some speed also, no? It means it is moving with some linear velocity also, no? Clear? Then what is the relation between linear velocity and angular velocity? Very important point. Relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. What is the relation, sir? Very simple. We have written that L equal to r theta. Yes or no? Yes, we have written this relation. Linear distance and the angular displacement. We have written the relation. Okay. Now apply differentiation with respect to time on both sides. You will get. Okay. dl by dt, d by dt of rate of change of distance is what? Velocity. You can write. Rate of change of distance is velocity, no? So distance is changing with respect to time, means it is a velocity. However, this is radius r, in this circular motion it is value, fixed value. Wherever the radius is fixed, we can take it outside into d theta by dt. Means velocity v can be written as r into d theta by dt. Just now we have written angular velocity. Finish. V is equal to r omega. We can write. Okay, V equal to r omega, we can write. Just write V equal to r omega. In vector format, it is different. V is equal to r omega. Clear? Derive a relation between linear velocity and angular velocity in velocity. Very simple format. You can derive. Very easy. Now, because angular velocity and linear velocities are vector quantities, then in vector formation, how to write, sir? Yes, let us write that also. Just now I have given that dl bar is equal to what? dl bar is equal to d theta bar cross r. No? D theta cross r is dls. This is the given relation I have given. Now take differentiation with respect to time for this. Differentiation with respect to time for this. What do you get? dl by dt is nothing but velocity. d theta by dt is nothing but angular velocity cross r. This relation don't forget. Omega is outside cross r. Omega cross r. Velocity is the direction we are getting. Omega is outside. Just now I told you that when a particle is moving in a circular path in this direction, anti-clockwise direction, omega will be outside. So first along A bar I am keeping my fingers. Along B bar I have to turn my fingers. So B resultant velocity V and dt in this direction. It's perfect. This relation you should remember. You should not write V bar is equal to R bar cross omega bar. It is wrong, na? You should not write like this. It is wrong. Because it is a cross product, vector product. Cross product does not obey commutative law. A cross B cannot be equal to B cross A. You get wrong answer. You can't write like this. Omega bar plus R bar, you can't write R bar plus omega bar. If you write like this, then direction will changes. Clear? So this is the relation you need to remember. So V bar is equal to omega bar plus R bar. In scalar format, if I say V is equal to R omega, we can write scalar format. I am saying scalar, just numbers if you know. Then to find V value from omega, multiply R with omega, you get linear velocity. In scalar format, this is scalar format. In vector form, if you want, you should write in this manner only. The order of the vector are very important because they are cross product. So V bar is equal to omega bar plus R bar is the formula. Relation between linear velocity and angular velocity. Clear? So angular velocity means what, and what is SI unit, what are the dimensions, relation between linear velocity and angular velocity, scalar format we have got, vector format also we have got. Fine, everything is fine, sir. No problem. Okay, good. Now, let us suppose that one more thing. Whenever a body is having some velocity, then if it is a uniform or non-uniform motion, then it will have some acceleration also. No? Particle will move some acceleration also. So, what is that acceleration? Let us find. Let us suppose that particle is performing circular motion. Particle is performing circular motion, and this is the center. This is point A. This is radius vector. Okay. Let us imagine particle has reached to point B with some angular velocity omega 1. Okay, different angular velocities I am saying. From point B to C, let us imagine particle has changed its angular velocity to omega 2 like this. Then in a time of let us imagine this change has occurred in a time of delta t. Then how much change has occurred? Delta omega how much? Omega 2 minus omega 1. This has occurred in a time of delta t. So divided by delta t. We will call this one as angular acceleration. The two average angular acceleration. If you want angular acceleration, we will indicate with letter alpha. Instantaneous angular acceleration, if you want, we can write d omega by dt. Rate of change of linear velocity is called as linear acceleration. Rate of change of angular velocity is called as angular acceleration. Alpha means what I am saying is angular acceleration. Are you getting, students? Angular acceleration is d omega by dt. Linear acceleration is dv by dt. No. Acceleration is dv by dt. No. Angular in circular motion acceleration how much? Alpha. How much it is? D omega by dt. How much angle is changing with respect to time? That is called as how much angular velocity is changing with respect to time is called as angular acceleration. So alpha equal to d omega by dt. Clear? Okay. What is the SI unit, sir? SI unit. SI unit. Angular velocity SI unit is radian per second, and per second is there. Means it is radian per second square. Like linear velocity is meter per second square, no? So it will be radian per second square. What are the dimensions, sir? Dimensions. Dimensions are alpha r. Alpha dimensions I want. Radians is no dimensions. Second is having time, means t power minus 2. Dimensions are t power minus 2. Can be written as m power 0, l power 0, t power minus 2 dimensions. Are you getting, students? These are all very simple points. You need to remember these all things. Like how you remember your kinematic equations, no all. Same as things you need to remember. Angular velocity, change in angular velocity by time interval is called as angular acceleration. D omega by dt is called as angular acceleration. SI unit is radian per second square. Dimensions are m power 0, l power 0, t power minus 2. Okay, so if you imagine that, you know that this is a vector quantity. D omega is very small. Then theta is very small. It is a vector quantity. Okay, small angular velocities are vector. So you get angular acceleration also vector quantity. What is the directions are? In the direction of alpha direction is in the direction of omega. Omega direction is along this axis. So acceleration direction also along its axis. Angular acceleration is a axial vector. You can say angular acceleration is a axial vector. Means for suppose particle is moving like this. Okay, along the circular path in this direction. In this direction you will have d theta, omega and alpha. All the directions are along this axis. If particle is rotating like this, then along this thumb you will have an angular displacement vector quantity, angular velocity vector quantity, angular acceleration vector quantity. All will be in this direction only. Are you getting? All these three are axial vectors. Axial vectors are nothing but the directions are along the axis of rotation. Did you got, students? Okay. So this is angular acceleration. No one is responding. So remember this. Now relation between linear acceleration and angular acceleration. What's that? Angular acceleration alpha is equal to what? D omega by dt. Angular velocity omega is what? D theta by dt. We know. Okay, let us find that. We know L is equal to r theta. Let us differentiate with respect to time both sides. dl by dt is nothing but velocity. R will come out. D theta by dt is nothing but omega. This relation we know. Again for this, again take derivative. d by dt of r omega. dv by dt, we know acceleration. We know this is acceleration. Okay, so acceleration is equal to r is constant. We can written as d omega by dt. Correct. So acceleration can be written as a is equal to r into d omega by dt what? Alpha. These three relations, 1, 2, 3, you need to remember. L is equal to r theta, D is equal to r omega, A is equal to r alpha. These three you need to remember this two. Clear? Here this acceleration is called as tangential acceleration. Tangential acceleration is equal to r into angular acceleration. Here in circular motion you will get two types of accelerations. We will discuss in the next class that one. This is I am writing. This is tangential acceleration because here this velocity is in this direction velocity. This velocity, this tangential velocity is. So that's why you get tangential acceleration in